but we are streaming live from India, Kerala right now. And my name has never changed. My name is Oluwakemi Odusanya, hey, I've worn a new clothes. That's the Eagle's voice. And that is why we are here this very day to talk to you about voices of the Eagles. Welcome to my channel. I am on Facebook, from YouTube. I'm saying welcome to Eagle's Voice, where we connect the dots. Yes, that is where we connect the dots. I'm so grateful that you're joining us on episode 2 of this beautiful episode. Wherever you are, Nigeria, West Africa, Asia, America, anywhere you are, I am saying welcome to this wonderful, beautiful segment where we connect the dots. So don't let me talk too much. I have a very beautiful lady here with me. Like, I'm looking at her and she's just blushing. And this is what I so like, because I have a lady. I like to, blow my trumpet about ladies and women, because we do what? We rule the world. Okay. So, beautiful
Yes.
mademoiselle, how are you this very day?
Yes, I'm very fine. I'm very happy that I'm with you,
Oh,
Kimi, today. Thank you so much.
you're so welcome. Glad that you could honor our invite.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and before we begin, I'm saying a very big shout out to my cameraman, the man behind the camera, everyone who has joined hand together to ensure that this is going to work out in terms of Israel Balogun, Njukuluwi, and El Chudokiyo. But that one there, you need K. But anyway, so let's keep the show started. On Eagle's Voice, we try to, open, we try to visualize, we try to make every other person understand what people that have gone through a lot of struggle is doing behind the camera, is doing at their different places. And that's just why we brought out this segment titled Connecting the Dots, to make sure that everyone gets to understand who you are, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
so let's start with, who are you, madam? Okay, so you need to speak up a little bit louder, right? All right,
Yes.
so let's go. So who are you, please?
Yes, my name is Lorena from the Philippines, and I am blind since when I was born with retinitis pigmentosa. And yeah, and I have a project back in the Philippines for it's called Future Vision, and we are working for and with the visually impaired to empower them in preparation for their schooling in the inclusive schools.
Wow, so interesting that all the way from the Philippines, we are, beautiful set. Yeah, Madam Lorena Acula. She told you who she is, and we get to know bit by bit what she's into. So basically, I know you to be, a very reserved, a very, someone that wants to do something, but there's something I kind of know, which people might not know, right? Why do you think you're the one to solve this problem of having blind people come together, apart from you being blind? Why exactly do you think you are the right person to do that?
Yeah, I think I have the best and I have the experience and I really know about this problem very well because I experienced it myself. So I think I'm the right and the best person to do this project for my co-visual impaired in the Philippines.
Wow, but in between time, my guests have a very slim voice, and so you need to help our
I'm
audience.
sorry.
I understand. So you said you have experience and you think you are the best person, but do you think experience is enough to actually, what kind of experience? Maybe I'm not understanding.
I think it's the experience of being the difficulty of being blind itself. There are so many things that blindness is bringing us a difficulty, especially in going to school, because I really have these challenges in as I go to school since I started to go from elementary, high school, and then even until college. There are so many challenges. No, people doesn't know the what blindness is, and there are no teachers to help blind students back then. And of course, and then the perception of people about blindness at the same time is really making it very difficult for a blind person.
Wow. So
Yeah.
over there in the it's not just Nigeria. There are a lot of things, a lot of
Mhm.
people saying, "Oh yes, disability is
Mm.
so bad, it's so hard." Do you
Mm.
think it is so bad, disability in general?
Disability in general is not really bad, or it's not something difficult,
Mm,
but what makes it difficult for a
mm.
person with disability is the community itself, because sometimes the lack of knowledge, lack of information of the community, and this community doesn't really understand what disability is. Sometimes it's making them the opportunities were not given, so that is why it's more difficult for the disability, or for persons with disability.
Wow, which is going to bring me back to the next question. But before then, if you're tuning in, we are saying welcome to you. Please, in case you have any question, put it down in the comment box. We will definitely get back to you about your questions and your inquiry. And if you're just joining us, I have Lorena Acula with the Eagles Voice, where we connect the dots. So basically, you talked
Mhm.
about disability, how not so bad it is. My question
Mhm.
is, inclusion and integration.
Mhm.
What's your view?
Okay, integration is where the person, or the person herself, is going to the community, and inclusion is like it's like a strategy that you include all kinds of persons, whether whatever race, or whatever status, or whether or not he or she has a disability.
Hmm.
You include them in all the activities, and
Okay.
even in school, regardless of their differences.
Wow. So that's
Mm.
inclusion and integration for you. But which is actually the best to do in a nation like Philippine, in a nation like Nigeria, which is the best?
I think we can have both.
Oh,
We
okay.
are persons with disability, can
Hmm.
be prepared, can learn so many things, so that we can integrate ourselves in the community, and at the same time, the society or the community should be inclusive.
Hmm.
So that is, I think, both. It can work both ways. It can benefit us all both.
Wow. So in back in the Philippines, right? What is the fact about blindness in Philippines? What are the facts you think people listening out here from different part
Mhm.
of the world might need to know about Philippine and blindness?
Okay. Blindness in the Philippines is just like in any countries. There are so many blind in the Philippines, especially in my case. No, I'm working for education, and that is why I started this project, because
Mm.
we are having difficulty in education, and right now, there are still blind people, blind children who are not going to school. So I think that is in general, but that is happening also in the Philippines.
And there is actually one question that people might be wondering, if you don't mind, can
Yeah.
you tell us your beautiful age?
Age?
Yes.
My age is, as you can see, whatever you can say to me, then that's it.
so
Whether you can tell me
so
I'm
I can say you're
50,
12.
I'm 40, I'm 12, that
Oh,
would be nice
that
also.
would be okay. So great. So that's gonna lead me to my next question.
Yes.
Future was set up by you. Was your idea? You thought of bringing inclusion
Mm-hmm.
to Philippine through your
Mm-hmm.
home, through the
Yes.
project you are doing.
Yes.
Can you get to tell the viewers, right, what kind of activities you conduct in Future Vision Home?
Okay. So at the home, no, my general objective really is to train them in all the necessary skills that they need in order for them to be included in schools or in the community. No, we train them braille reading and writing,
Mm,
orientation and mobility,
mm,
and other skills like the daily living skills and self care skills and other things. And when they are already prepared, now that's the time that we look for school,
yeah.
and we enroll them in school. And
Mm.
that is what we do. So we go to school together, and then we go home together at the home. So our learning is continuous. So not after school, we have also learning activities in our home.
Is it a residential home?
Yes, it is a residential home for those children and youth who have no capacity for their family, they're not capable of bringing them to school every day, or because their families or their parents are both working, or some of them have no parents at all.
Yeah.
But those blind children whose family is just around there ready to take care of them, so they just go there in during the weekends.
Wow. So is there any age restriction, because you talk of children and youth? Is there any age restriction?
Actually, we're working with from 5 years old to 21 years old. But if
Oh.
there are adult blind people also, we ought to help them also according to their needs
But
also.
if you say children and youth, I was even, thank God I
Yeah.
asked, because I was thinking youth should be like between, let's say, 18 to 35, and now you're saying 21-year-old. But you
Yeah,
are open. Are you saying if a 40-year-old blind person comes to your center is the right place to stay?
not really, but we are willing to train them of the things that they need to learn. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So you are not really age restricted, right? Should I?
Mm, maybe not really, but
Okay,
according to what their needs and how
okay.
can Future Vision can help them also.
Wow.
We look into that also.
Interesting. So now, and I asked you about your age. Now, this brings me to the question. The last week we had an interview from Robert Malunda, the
Mm-hmm.
founder of Gateway to Legion,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about male, female, blind people
Mm-hmm.
finding it very hard when it comes to settling down, finding love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marriage. So, what do you think? You're a blind lady. Do you think it's very difficult for a blind lady to find a resting abode in the marital arena than the blind man?
I think that's the most difficult question that you could ever ask.
Yes. To start with, are you married? Let's tell them so that they would know where the answer is coming from.
I'm not
Are you
married.
engaged?
No.
Oh, okay. So let's say your answer.
Yeah, I don't think there is something different on persons with disability, particularly blind people, in getting married or settling down for marriage or having a family life. I don't think there's something different to that. But of course, there are some challenges.
Okay. What are the challenges?
Um, Actually, it has something to do with the perception of people on blindness or blind people themselves,
Hmm.
because they will say it's very difficult for you to get married. How can you take care of your children? How can you cook? How can you take care of your family
Hmm.
since you are blind? But
Hmm.
as based on my experience,
Hmm.
not experience actually, based on what I've seen,
Oh,
there's so
your
many
suitors. Okay.
there's so many blind couple, no, who have their own families and children, and they're
Mm.
able to send their children to school also, and they can do their household chores and help one another. That's all. I don't see any difference there. But the problem is the perception of people about persons with disability getting married or settling down in family
Wow.
life.
So that means I'll be on a very good track to say, hey, viewers, Lorena is like, see, nothing is there. Oh, no, this one is Rose. Okay. So
Okay.
nothing is there, right? You can propose, right? And
Ah.
that's interesting. Now, but
Yeah.
another question that might
Mhm.
be like, might lead to this is the question is, do you think marriage is compulsory? That's the kind of a question I heard from one of our dash dash dash. Like,
Ah,
do you think marriage is
for me,
compulsory?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Do you think you want to get married,
uh,
or do you see yourself getting married anytime soon?
I cannot see myself getting married anytime soon because I am focusing on what I do right
What do you
now,
do?
and actually, they are my beneficiaries are our blind children and
Hi, in
youth
Africa, if they hear this statement.
are are already my family.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's it. But of course, I'm not closing doors for any opportunities like that. But as of
Ah.
this moment, not yet.
Not yet. So even
Yeah.
if like a guy, tall, 6 feet, has this pretty mustache, all
Mhm.
that, looking like a cameraman, comes to say,
Mhm.
"Oh, Lorena, my love, I actually
Mhm.
you're gonna say no."
Let's cross the bridge when we get there.
Oh, the bridge is shaking. So let's move on now. So
Okay.
basically, in Future Vision Home, what has been the challenges so far in setting up an organization that has to do with training blind children, youth, with a combination of gender. What has
Mm-hmm.
been the challenges so far, and how have you been able to overcome such challenge?
At first, it's very difficult to convince people. I think that's the most problem that I've experienced at first.
Mm,
But eventually, as they see your program or your activities is going, and there are already evidences that you are making this impact to them, and
mm.
that convincing becomes easier.
So it's just the convincing that is hard over there in
Yeah,
Philippines.
yeah.
You don't think finance is an issue?
Of course, that is a big issue, especially in our case that I really doesn't have much of a supporter or contributor,
Mm,
and we just rely on some personal love gifts and some contributions also from our beneficiaries, and of course we have some grants that we were able to apply,
acquire.
one-time grants. So
Okay.
anyway, we're still working on it, and we're trying to connect with even the government so that we can also get support from them as well.
Is there a national law that guides against any challenges or issues that persons with disability or quote unquote blind may face over there in Philippines?
Uh,
Any national law?
yeah, there is, because we
Is
are
it
like,
active?
yeah, the national convention, those
Okay,
those
the U that's
those
the
things,
UN
yeah. And we
UNCRPD.
have we actually signed to that also, so we are
So there is
applying that,
no
and we have
like
the Magna Carta for persons with disability
oh
in
okay.
us in the Philippines also.
Oh, okay, great. So if you're just tuning in, you're
Mm.
not far-fetched from the truth. You're watching live Eagles Voice with Lorena Acula. I hope I pronounced your surname well.
That is Acula.
Oh, Lorena Acula,
Yes.
right? So we have the founder of the
Hmm.
Future Vision Sighted Inc. Here with us, and we are so glad she is able to make it because we want to debunk
Hmm.
a lot of things about blindness, right? Is it true that blindness is a karma? Like whatever your parent did in the past, you are in this situation because of what happened
Hmm.
to you in the past or what your parent did that is bad?
Yeah, for me, I don't believe in that. But of course, our old parents, our grandparents are thinking that way. But at this point in time, that's not true. No, it has nothing to do with karma or whatever you do in the past, in your past life. That is the reason why you became blind. It's not true.
It's not true.
Hmm.
Then I want to ask you one troubling question. What's your view about LGBTQI? Do you have any beneficiary that's LGBTQI? Do you know LGBT? That's for those listening and don't understand what I'm saying. That's the queer community, the lesbian, bisexual, transgender, intersexual, yeah, community. So, what's your view about it?
Yeah, actually,
I just
one
want to shake the table a little,
yeah,
actually.
one of my actually my vision is that for the visually impaired or the blind children and youth to be empowered regardless of their gender. So that is
Okay.
one. So I have even religion, no, in our home
Mm.
we have some gay
Oh, okay.
beneficiaries, and
Oh, okay.
also we are with other religions, no, and we don't
Discriminate.
yes, we don't discriminate, as
Okay.
we and our value is to respect each other. So whatever it is that
You
you believe
accept.
in, and so we accept each other.
Okay.
So that's it.
Wow, great. Interesting. So within 2 years from now, what do you hope to achieve 2 years from now
Mhm.
in the Philippines?
Uh, actually, we have been planning to stretch out and to branch out to other places. It's not only in Taguig or in Metro Manila that we will have the future vision. It's also our dream to bring it to other areas of our country, like
Mm,
in Iloilo City, and the place where I was born also in Quezon Province. So I would like to have it started also in those places and in other areas also in the
wow.
Philippines.
Wow. Shout out to our cameraman. Like I can see him with my two-fledged naked eyes, stretching and trying to do a lot of things. But a shout out to you and shout out to our listeners, our viewers. This will definitely be coming to you courtesy Eagles Voice Weekly, where we get to connect the dots. We get to bring to you reasons why some things need to be adjusted, changed, or removed. Right? You get me? Okay. So now we're rounding up the show, but we're not going to round up without me asking you this question. Can you dance?
That
Can you dance?
I'm not sure.
With this, you're very beautiful, but please, do you know what you do for me? Just stand up a bit.
when
Stand
when
up.
I was
Oh my
small, we
goodness.
used
Oh,
to
you
dance.
sitters. Where are you?
Yeah,
Okay, have your seat.
yeah.
There
When
is one thing I actually cherish about Lorena. The very first day I saw her, look at this, viewers. See this long hair. Long hair. See my own.
and I love your hair.
Ah, yeah,
The
right.
texture of your hair is
One month's meat
very
is another month's poison, right? But yours is like, oh, look at the way I'm, feeling it. But so let's get serious now,
I
right?
thought I thought you would say let's dance.
If you want to dance, we can.
No, 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 no.
So, what do you want, viewers out there not to forget about you, about future vision, and what is that one thing you would like to change?
There's one thing that I want them to change. It's their mindset about
I saw that
people
coming. Mm.
with blindness or people with disability. You know, you just see us as who we are, what we are, but there are things that is beyond us that you can see and discover also.
Beyond us. That word is thick. What do you mean by beyond us?
Looking at our disability is what they can see.
Mm.
That's all. And they don't look at us in a different perspective where we can also,
Contribute to the topsoil, right?
yes, we can contribute to the topsoil. We can
Interesting.
also grow, and if you like plant us, like develop us,
Mm.
you know, we can be a contributor to our country, to our nation, and to the whole world as well.
Wow. So, viewers out there, I would like to tell you that in case you have someone, yeah, you are listening to this for the very first time and you like, oh, my brother is blind, my friend cannot see, I have a father who is partially sighted. It's not the end of the world. The first thing I need you to change is your mindset about persons who cannot see or persons with disability in general. They are humans. You see Lorena, she's moving. She's not a teddy bear. She has flesh.
Yeah,
She has
definitely.
what they call it, blood in her. She has veins. She is a human being. That's the first thing. Number two is to realize that whenever one sensory organ or one part of the body is gone, the other complements. If only the person can important, because you're blind doesn't mean because you are having just one hand doesn't mean the world has come to an end. You need to grab yourself and move out of that shell of pittiness. You need to show to the world that you can be more than what people even think. Why do you think you can never be more than Stephen Wonder? Have you thought about it? You can do more than that. You can do more than Lorena Acula. You can do more than Oluwakemi Odusoya. So why not? You can do very much pretty and beautiful things that you never imagined. But the only thing is your mindset. You need to change that mindset of yours and be open to learn. It's very much important. Be open to learn. But while rounding up this beautiful episode number 2 up connecting the dots, can you tell your viewers how they can get to reach you? Do you have any social media handle? What should they expect from you? And all of that.
Yeah, if you are interested and if you, we would like to invite you also to come visit our Facebook page. It's called Future Vision. You just search for that, and we also have our website at www.futurevisionhome.org.
Wow, and we will see a lot of things about future vision. The vision is clear, the future is definitely not shaking. If only you do what? If only you keep sticking to this number one dial and you get all the information you need. But before then, Lorena,
Yes,
Lorena,
Queenie.
ready for all right, guys, we've show, the episode number 2 of Connecting the Dots. Till next week, never forget that Eagle's voice is always there, making sure that you get the best out of everything, out of anything that it's impossible. Do you think that? If only you stick to the Eagles voice, Oluwakemi Odusanya is signing out and saying thank you to everybody who has been a contributor to this beautiful episode. Undukulu Wiz, Israel Balogun, and every other person. What's a minority roommate? Ochudo Kiyo, yeah, every other person that's contributed to say thank you to you. And till next time, I come your way. How do you say bye in Philippine?
Paalam.
Come again?
Paalam.
Okay, so let's go. 1, 2, go. Paalam.
Paalam.
Ah, interesting.
No, I'm trying to end it on your YouTube. It's not good enough.
YouTube. Dismiss. Dismiss. Cancel. Mute microphone.